ForSync. ForSync is an instance. It is not a database. ForSync is part of Active Data Guard configuration. Remember, it requires license. It is used especially to get redo from the primary database in sync mode. The redo is always transported in sync mode to ForSync instance. We will learn about this in further discussion, why it is required sync mode. This instance then ships the redo which it got from the primary to the standby databases. Remember, there can be a number of standby databases. ForSync instance ships the received redo to all the standby database members of the given data guard configuration. Because ForSync is just an instance, it only contains control file, standby redo log file, init file and password file. Obviously, it requires a TNS entry. Remember, it does not contain any data file or else. The functionality of ForSync is it has same redo transport options available as that of primary database. It also can perform redo transport compression with a license for advanced compression. But it does not perform any redo apply and always available in mount mode. It is only accessible from the primary and standby databases for the functionality of ZDL, but not for functioning as a primary database or as a standby database or any role transition. Advantages of ForSync. Due to network latencies, many data guard configurations use asynchronous transport, which may cause some data loss at failover. Since synchronous transport impact response times of commit for these configurations, which prefer async. ForSync therefore sits close to primary instance and gets the logs from the primary instance in sync mode, which benefit the commit response to the primary. Therefore, Oracle provides two protection modes: maximum performance and maximum availability. At any point of time, ForSync instance would coordinate a final redo shipment in case of failover. It ships all the available redos with it to the standby database and then perform a zero data loss. The ForSync and primary are synchronized, and it should be synchronized in order to do this activity, as we are using sync transport and a close vicinity of the primary and ForSync. This is the reason that I said in the very first sentence, it is used to accept a redo from the primary database in sync mode. FastSync is a term coined along with ForSync. Setup is same, only difference is a FastSync is configured as sync no affirm. This is the reason a FastSync improves performance by making primary to wait for standby acknowledgement once redo data is received into standby database local memory. It does not wait for the log to be written to SRL. So it does not wait for disk IO, which is the job of no affirm. FastSync enables ZDL failover to the standby database, and FastSync gives a performance boost on top of it. Remember, this FastSync configuration is especially when we have data centers and these data centers are miles away.